Why should members in an active democracy view an actual trial? There's multiple reasons that people should view an actual trial in a democracy. By viewing this trial, that makes you active in our democracy, which is what our forefathers had wanted. People don't truly understand the importance of the court system and the benefits of understanding it when you yourself have to be a part of it. The understanding of the court system is very beneficial whenever you have to come into contact with it, which everyone does. For example, you could have to be a juror, you could be suing someone for your property, there's traffic violations, and of course, there's criminal court, which is the biggest thing that I've spoken about. A prosecutor, according to what is a prosecutor by the Indeed editorial team, is a person who represents the people of the United States. They are the people as one person. They basically go against the defendants. They are responsible for investigating, charging, and prosecuting the people that commit against the United States. There are many differences between television and the reality of crime, and according to Law & Order, the reality of courtroom life in New York City versus the TV show by Matt Young, there are many differences between the two, including examination is not as dramatic. The actual court can be very long, unlike in television where it's very quick. The testimonies have to be very detailed. The evidence that's presented is very detailed because you have to understand everything being brought in. Judges have the jurors leave the room so that they can speak to lawyers and prosecutors in regards to what to discuss in front of the jurors or not. It is a debate in which the jurors do not have to witness. Rarely do the accused testify. It is not very common because most of the time they'll get attacked and say something that they cannot say or have to plead the fifth. Rarely people sit in on trial. This is important because rarely people sit on a trial, so they never have the understanding of what it's like to witness a trial, which is important for people who will eventually be in this situation and have no understanding of what's going on. How interesting would it be to be able to compare yourself, a television show of any crime show that you watch, to the courtroom? It'd be very interesting as yourself to be able to compare such. According to how the court affects the public, there is many different things that go into the public's appearance of the court. So according to the understanding of federal courts, in 1994, Brown versus Board of Education, this case itself is the definition of what the courts can do to change the entire United States and why people need to have an understanding of it. This case in itself allowed African American children to attend all white public schools, which was never allowed before. And there's been many trials since that have changed the United States. There's been women laws, there's been race laws, there's been LGBTQ laws, there's been many laws that have changed the whole world, and no one really has an understanding of how it happens and how it truly affects them. Public witness. The public has an opportunity to have an understanding in the cases if they participate by attending. According to The Importance of Trials to the Law and Public Accountability by Mary Jo White, the public has an opportunity to get closure on cases that are very public and legal issues that have been spoken about, such as the cases I had just spoken about. They were able to get closure and understand why things had happened and get the justice that they had wanted. According to Mary Jo White, her first trial was a gripping yet humbling emotional experience because she got to witness justice being served and witness the misconduct that was construed throughout the entire trial. Participation in the democratic process is very important because it's what our forefathers had wanted for us. According to Jurors Play a Crucial Role in the Operations of Democracy in Our Nation by Judge Marvin E. Aspen, participation in the democratic process in the United States is very simple as jurors. Jurors are the public being allowed into a trial and helping to determine the future of a defendant, or in bigger cases in the Supreme Court, the United States. This gives the public a chance to understand how things end up the way they do and how people have to serve their punishment for their crimes. The public needs an understanding in order to be prepared for when they might have to use it. The public needs to first begin their understanding by attending a trial. It would be very interesting as people who watch any crime shows to be able to compare real life versus TV. In order to move forward in your understanding, you have to start at square one, which would be attending a trial. And I urge everybody to take part in our United States democracy by attending a trial.